Hi everyone, hope all's well. Today we're back here with the Hotpoint Aquarius WMA37. Today we're going to do a test wash in it with just some of my rags that I use for pretty much anything really. Up on top I've got some detergent and just some Daz that I've got. Let's pop that in there, pop out the back, close the door. Alright, this one compared to my WMA48, this one needs a bit of a whack just to get it going. So let's put it on to D, which is non-colourfast cotton 40. We're going to do that with Time Saver. Well, you can't really see Time Saver, but that is Time Saver. Wash, rinse and spin, final spin. Without further ado, I think we'll hit the start button. Let's see if it's going to lock. Gonna lock? Nope. There we go. Yeah, this one takes a bit of persuasion to get the old door locked. Right, that's trying to take in cold, but I've got it connected to hot at the moment. I'm going to switch it back over to cold if it makes it to the rinse phase. Any moment now it should take on hot. Any moment. Oh, there we go. Ugh. Gross. So I suppose this wash will kind of tell us if the element's working and if we've got any leaks, which I'm really hoping it hasn't got any leaks because, well, I'm not gonna lie, I can't really be bothered if it leaks, well, to sort out any leaks because, well, it's just gonna ruin my shed. Get the floor wet. I should have probably done it outside, shouldn't I? Alright, let's wait for it to fill up and see if it turns. I mean, it could have a pressure switch fault, you know, I mean, you could have anything wrong with it really. Because like I say, I don't know what's wrong with it, I was just told that they don't remember what's wrong with it. So really, nothing could be wrong with this machine, I suppose. Oh, there we go. That's a positive start then. Not much water in there, is there? I was expecting it to use a bit more than that, but I'm alright with that, I think. I think what I'll do is I'll check in periodically and just kind of film bits of the cycle like normal and see if it makes it to the end. Alright, stay tuned. So it's been washing for a little while now. It's so far nothing seems to be wrong with it. No leaks from what I can tell at the moment. It hasn't turned on the element yet, so that could be the fault with it, I'm not sure. But, you know, so far it's doing alright. I think it's got the perfect water level in there, to be fair, for this type of load, really. I might increase it a little bit if I do decide, well, over time, I'm not sure, because I did with the WMA48 as it didn't really take on enough water. So I may well do it with this one, I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Okay, so we're taking on more water now. I believe that it's trying to do a higher water level and then we'll be getting on to heating. Honestly, I think the heater might be gone on this, I'm not sure, but I suppose we'll find out in a minute. I wonder if it'll go bang or whatever. I mean, if the element's gone, maybe it will, I'm not sure. I really do hope it can make it through the cycle, to be honest. So I don't really want to be doing a cold wash. I have to say that is washing a lot better now of that water level, so maybe it was a good idea that it did do a bit of a higher level. If it does that level normally with a normal load, I think I'd be more than satisfied with it. I think I'll come back to it when it starts heating, I think, because it's still kind of just tumbling away there. Okay, it's just clicked on. I think the heater's on now because it did a double click. I could hear 2 relays clicking. So I suppose that indicates that the element is working on this machine. I don't really know what else could be wrong with it then, apart from the bearings maybe, or it leaking. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Maybe they've just sold me a machine that they just wanted a new one, as this is quite an old machine now, you know. It's getting up to be, I think it's 22 years old, this machine, so it may just well be they wanted a new one. Which is a bit, you know, a bit of a shame really, because, you know, if a machine's working, what's the point in getting rid of it, you know? Well, I'm not complaining because it's another Hotpoint that I can keep for myself, I suppose. As I do quite like these machines, you know. I think what I'll do is I'll just have to give this machine a bit of a clean up, because obviously it's a bit grimy, to be honest with you. I mean, I've seen worse, but, you know. I think the next wash for doing this, if it does work, is the B cycle, which is white cotton 95. And we'll go from there with it. I mean, another thing that could be wrong with it is that maybe they thought the door lock was a bit, you know, because obviously how we had to slam the door at the start, maybe they didn't quite catch on, so that's what they had to do. Maybe it weren't locking and they thought, oh, well, the door lock's gone, we'll just get a new one, maybe. Because this machine, well, it had evidence of having like polystyrene from, you know, a new machine, so maybe, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely been replaced with something. Maybe they just wanted an upgrade, you don't know that. As that's what most people want nowadays, is something fancy with the digital screen. Obviously this one don't have that. And then, you know, because people don't want it, they just throw it away. And, you know, it's a bit of a waste if it works, but that's just the way it is, isn't it, really, nowadays? They don't really care as long as they get what they want. Something better that looks better than this, but in my opinion, I think this looks pretty good. But obviously some people don't think that. Maybe they think it looks like rubbish and they want something that's newer for their fancy kitchen that they might have just got installed. I'm not sure. Kind of just blabbering on a bit there, but you know, it's a bit of a shame, like I say. I think I'll come back to it to see whenever it does the power streams, if it does anything interesting. I'm sure that drum will be slamming around a bit if all them items get on one side of the drum as the shocks are knackered on this. Which isn't a surprise, as that's often the case of these old Hotpoints. Right, it seems to be heating alright. It's at, I think it's at, yeah, it feels around about at 40 at the moment. We're doing a power stream, as you can see. So I presume everything's working on it so far, which is a bonus. Oh, it thinks it's too unbalanced, so it didn't do it. Oh well, but, you know, it's getting up to temperature and everything. It's washing well, as you can see. Yeah, maybe there's nothing wrong with it then. As I've said a million times, I'm not complaining though, really. I mean, if it's fully working, then I think I'll put it next to the WMA37 then, put them side by side once I give it a bit of a clean. I think I'll do a 95-degree wash on it tomorrow just to give it a bit of a clean out, as it needs it really badly. I think what I'll do is I'll come back if it does a proper power stream, and then we'll see how it spins when it does the wash spin, and then we go from there, I think, if it gets that far. Right, okay, so now we're doing the wash spin. It's still working fine, everything seems to be good. Unfortunately it didn't do the power streams due to it being a bit uneven, this load, so it's going to have a bit of a rough time balancing, I think. We'll see. Or maybe not actually, maybe we might just spin this seems balanced enough, I think. Yeah, this one's going to be quite violent on the spin, I think. Oh god. Right. Okay, so now it's taken on cold. It's just, I think it's doing a sump flush now, I believe. It's taking the water in. I think it's taking it through the pre-wash at the moment. You can't really see that. Shut that up. Right, okay. So that all seems pretty positive then. Don't see what can go wrong from here onwards. Well, let's hope I don't jinx it then, really, in saying that. Once it's drained this out, it should go on to do the rinse and spin stage. I suppose we kind of see there how much water it uses to do the rinses, because I'm sure it's going to use it a lot, knowing what these old Hotpoints are like. Yeah, so I really don't know what's wrong with it then, to be honest, as it don't seem to be leaking at all either, so maybe it's just fully working. Although one thing I will add is brushes do sound a bit rough, to be honest with you. They don't sound in particularly great, so I may change them after this cycle, depending on how I feel. Because I've got a spare set upstairs on the old Hotpoint WMA37 motor. Right, okay, so now we've just gone on to the rinse stage. So it's all looking pretty good so far then. I'll go and empty that bucket of water and then we'll come back to it and see how high the rinse level is and see if it works, or continues to work, should I say. That's not too high actually, to be honest. I thought it was going to do it a lot higher than that. Alright then. Go with it. WMA38 actually does it a bit higher, but I think then again it's because of how I've increased the pressure switch. But on the critics it should do higher than this, I think. Quite sudsy in there, isn't it? Maybe I should have added a bit of softener, maybe I will. Now I think of it, just to help the suds die down on the last rinses. It's only going to do this rinse and another rinse after it, as I've selected time saver. Alright then, I'll come back to it when it starts to spin, I think. Okay, so we're now doing the rinse spin. It should do it at 800, I think, something like that. I don't know if it's going to spin that, to be honest with you. Maybe, actually, yeah, maybe that will. Not too bad. I didn't think it was going to spin that, to be honest, but it did. Right, it should go on the final rinse now, I think. Final rinse, I think it's taking it through the pre-wash, and then it'll start taking it through the softener side. I think I'll come back once it's filled. Oh, there we go, it's gone on the softener side, I think now. Yep, it has. Excellent. So I think everything's working on it then. I mean, I don't really know what else there is to test. Other than that, the only thing I can see that, well, I think the brushes have kind of gone. It's not exactly bad, but I don't think they have much life left. That crackling noise isn't the brushes, by the way. That's just the tacho on the motor. It kind of crackles a little bit. It's my WMA38 had the same issue, but I actually glued the tacho on. I pushed it on a bit as there was a little slot in the front of the motor, so I kind of just pushed it on a bit and then put a bit of Gorilla Glue on it, and it seems to have held up, so maybe I'll do it to this one as well when I change the brushes on it in a minute when it's done. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, okay, that's the final rinse. It's still a bit sudsy, but then again, Daz is quite a hard thing to, well, detergent to rinse away, so maybe I'll do a few separate rinses after this as well. Once I've put new brushes in it, maybe I'll film that too, I'm not sure yet, we'll see. Because I want to put this machine next to the WMA38 today. Just because I can, I think. You know, I'll get a second hose. As it's obviously, this is hot and cold fill, and I've only got cold attached at the moment, because obviously we're doing the rinse stage. Right, okay, we're doing the final spin now. It should do a 1400 spin, so I suppose this will kind of tell us how it sounds at 1400 with a load, as we did it empty last time, I think. Looks like we're going to be unbalanced again if it's going to spin that. Never mind, I decided I didn't want to spin that. I'll come back to it when it starts to spin and gets up to speed, I think. think it only did that because obviously it's meant to do 300, 500 and 800 and 1000, but I think it only did that due to it failing the two, because it failed balancing twice, so I presume that's why it spun like that. So I'm guessing we're going to do 800, 800, 1000 and 1400, I'm not sure, or if it's going to repeat the 800, 1000 burst and slow down, I'm not sure. Let's see what it does. So just as I cut the camera there, it appears that it's actually it only limited it to 800, so it's turned the pump off, and now it's getting ready to unlock. So well, that's not good then, is it really, if it's going to limit after two balancing attempts? Bit surprised by that, to be honest. Maybe it's because I selected time saver or something, I'm not sure. That's a bit strange. Normally they do a few balancing bursts before they limit the spin, from what I can tell of the WMA38. There's the door, it's just unlocked. Let's open the door and see how the laundry's looking. It's got some bits of polystyrene on it, obviously because I think this machine had, you know, them bits in it from whenever it was taken away. They just put them pieces in it. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So it's got through a full cycle then, isn't it? I suppose that's the positive thing. I think what I'll do now is I'll tip it over on its side, put new brushes on it, and then we'll get it put next to the WMA38. So in the next video, you'll probably see it next to that. Maybe I'll film the maintenance wash on program B, not white cotton 95. I think. Let's turn it off. There we go. Right then, I think we'll wrap the video up here. If you enjoyed the video, then give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe give us a subscribe as well. Alright then, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.